It's rule 101 of a crime scene. Don't leave a trace. Don't leave DNA. Don't be seen and don't get caught. But what if you could change your appearance so drastically? It was like you became another person entirely, able to hide in plain sight. As French novelist André Malraux once said, quote, "Man is not what he thinks. He is what he hides." And next Sunday is Halloween.
That's right.
When we record. So we've...
Do we have to... Are we going to dress up?
Oh, I feel like we should.
What do you mean?
Now that I know that it's a Sunday episode and we're going to be streaming, I do feel like we have to
when
dress
is
up.
Halloween?
Sunday.
A week from today.
Oh, fuck. Well, we're doing some Halloween episodes today.
That's okay.
Okay.
We can
because when we record on Halloween... they're going to be released after Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like this
it's
works out better.
It's Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know. Maybe I should have looked at when Halloween was instead of just blindly assuming that.
No, it works. You timed it perfectly.
We just didn't time our costumes.
But
we
I
can.
think we should still dress up.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish I thought about this. They had some really funny things at Harris Teeter.
Really?
You gonna buy your costume at Harris Teeter?
They had large, like heads, kind of like your Grinch that you bought.
Oh yeah.
They had some fun things there. I was like, should I or shouldn't I? I wish I did now. And I've resisted. We have not gotten any candy. I won't get candy until Sunday.
Good job. I
gotta make pumpkin seeds on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. We should carve.
We should carve.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Carve you up.
gotta make pumpkin seeds.
For everyone on live chat, I know you're gonna ask about my hair. I shaved it off. Here is why. All right, so I've been cutting my own hair for a year now. For a whole year, I've been cutting my own hair, but only the sides. I've been fading my own hair, and I've left the top to grow long because I really wanted to do Kim Jong-un, like full un for Halloween. Like I already have my gray suit and everything. And I was seriously going to do it. And like 2 days ago, I start cutting my hair. And then I realized that my hair on top is way too long. Anyway, I started cutting my hair with scissors on the top. I was going to do it very slowly. And then instead of becoming more I became more looking like Dylan Roof. And I was
Not a good look.
Dude, I know. It was straight bowl cut. And I was like, I got to shave it all off.
Well,
dude, I got to shave it all off. It was bad. I'm telling you, it looked remarkably close to him. I was like, fuck.
If you still have the gray suit for your Kim Jong-un, you could just like completely shave everything and just be Dr. Evil.
He did come out at one point after he had shaved it, and he's like, I think I'm just going to go shave it all. I was like, don't do it.
They did. Oh my gosh. Last week they did on Dancing with the Stars, a Grease episode.
Dancing with the Stars is still a running show.
Yes. I don't watch it.
But when you heard it was Grease.
Yeah, I had to watch. I haven't finished it, but they did all the songs from beginning to end of the movie.
What is it? Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
Oh, is that still a show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently. I don't watch it.
They've been trying to contact you, John, actually, for quite some time. They want you to be on the show.
We've been trying to contact you for your car. About your car and warranty.
We do have a couple of new taco members to celebrate. We have Battelle. We have Tara.
My Tara?
No, Tera.
Tara.
And Katie. And Katie says that she and her husband fiance both listen. Her husband is a Marine, former Marine.
Oh, thank you.
So he started listening because he knows that you're a veteran too.
Very nice. And Battelle,
Tara, and Katie.
And Katie.
And her husband. Katie.
And her husband. Yeah, so thank you so much for your service.
Yeah, to both of you.
Yeah, so I was 82nd for a little bit. I don't know where. I don't know anything about Marines.
I think I think they're based in Georgia. They have a Georgia request.
Very cool.
Oh, okay, cool. Who's the request?
Pedro Alonso Lopez from Georgia.
I heard that name.
And his fiance, her fiance lived in Georgia after he was out of the Marines. Tells me stories about Georgia being one of the most haunted places.
Yeah.
And the crazy murders that happen there.
So do you want to do the shots and get going? I need something to drink.
I got you.
You have beers and that.
Yeah, I know, but a shot. I need to get rolling.
With our fabulous shot glasses from D.
From Albuquerque.
I'm going to order some of that coffee.
Yeah, it was good.
Pachulo
nut?
Pinon.
Oh, pinon.
For you guys on live chat, thank you so much. Just go grab a beer or something and drink with us. We got some really good episodes today. Doing some Halloween episodes.
Last time we did like a Halloween episode, I think was the episode with the Vampire Sacramento.
That was a fun one. This surprise shot is for Dahlia.
The Black Dahlia. No? Oh, that's good because she's not cut in half.
Yeah.
Right. And splayed all over someone's lawn. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Shit, that was fucked.
Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
Thank you, Dahlia.
I picked this one out for John.
Oh, that means it's wild turkey, right?
No, it's Jaeger.
I don't like that.
I love Jaeger.
I do have to go to the liquor store next weekend. We have quite a few requests for things that contain Everclear and one with Mezcal.
So one of my friends at work made a batch of apple pie moonshine. Entirely out of Everclear, apparently. She says she has some for me, but she can't bring it to school.
It's not moonshine if you make it out of another liquor.
Whatever.
It's just Everclear.
Whatever.
However, apple pie moonshine is the shit.
I do have some.
So good.
I have some at home.
All right, before we get started tonight, got some commenters, some stalkos coming and commenting.
I like that, but I also am a little...
but also don't.
Coming and commenting on our blog. Okay, so this is about the Jerry Buck Inman case. Remember the Clemson Strangler?
Oh, yes.
It's pretty long, so I'm not going to read it all. But I would like to say I am so thankful God protected my mom. So her mom is Beth Bates, the lady he attacked. Jerry Buck Inman was the Clemson Strangler. He attacked this commenter, Taylor, her mother.
Wow.
And her mother's name is Beth Bates. I was 7 at the time. I really appreciate you finding all this information, some of which I had no clue. Well, you're very welcome. I would like to say I am thankful God protected my mom from the evil acts of this man. Due to his actions, we both have had tremendous amount of trauma. I can imagine. I cannot imagine what my life would be like had my mom had the same fate or awful fate as Tiffany. My heart still breaks for her friends and family. She goes on, but then she says, thank you again.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So,
it's
kind of...
It's really special and kind of cool when someone who's immediately impacted by these cases reaches out.
Mm-hmm.
Please cover Ryan Waller and Heather Kwan. Jen, oh man. Jen, I love you.
Oh!
All capital letters. And I follow you on TikTok. Love Jamie Lee.
Oh, thanks, Jamie Lee.
Jamie Lee Curtis follows you on TikTok?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. All right. Here's a good one. This one's probably, go ahead, Jen.
Well, to Jamie Lee, I haven't posted, I don't post anything on TikTok ever. So you can enjoy the 4 videos that I've posted in the past 3 years or however long I've had one.
Rena says, Talk Murder Me is the very best crime podcast ever. Love you all. Excellent research. Great discussions. Would you visit South Africa?
Oh,
I feel like this is a trap.
Like, oh, that's terrible. But yes, I would.
Yes.
I would love to visit South Africa. If we can figure out how we can get John to South Africa, I'm all ears.
Put him in a cargo crate.
Let's just, give him some laughing gas and call it a day. Put him on the plane.
I mean, I do have some sleep medication now.
Here's a comment about the 3 Guys 1 Hammer video from Wifey. All it says is, I masturbate to this. Okay.
Are you serious?
What? That's what it says.
The fuck? Okay. There are some definitely interesting people on the internet.
What the fuck?
Cool. Wifey, we can't wait to do your story someday.
To us or to the video?
I don't know. I don't want to know the distinction, to be honest with you.
I don't know either. That's weird. All right. Well, I mean, there's others, but I probably should put these all together before. One more? All right. How about one from Marty? Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. From the New Mexico prison riot. This was the other day we covered this. This from Erica. My husband is a correctional officer. My husband is a correctional officer in upstate New York. He I cannot read. He typically has 70 to 80 inmates by himself in an open dormitory.
No.
A lot like the prison in this story. Oh my God. Not good. This is an everyday fear of mine. Crazy story. Things like this happens much more than many realize. Love you guys.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I hope your husband stays safe doing what he's doing.
For sure.
Jeez.
Man, and I thought that like having 45 kids in a PE class was bad for our PE teachers. Could you imagine having like adult criminals, 80
Under
of them
your
by yourself?
supervision.
No, thank you.
All right, one more from Diana real quick. This is about the Las Cruces bowling alley.
Yeah, another good one.
I only heard about it 20 years after it happened. I lived in New Mexico for 25 years and Las Cruces for 6 years. And every time I drive by the building, it gives me an eerie feeling. I bet, dude. They should tear it down, man.
Yeah.
I only got to see the inside once after it opened back up and it was renamed, but the energy felt off. How could it not? I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Even with it full of people and lively. Oh my God, it full of people? Because these are all residents of Las Cruces. Why would they? Crazy. It probably should be demolished, even if it's sad to see a historic building go. The rumors that drugs were involved are pretty believable. The cartel's reach goes pretty far, and Las Cruces is so close to the border where in Juarez, horrific things are seen all the time. People hanging from bridges, decapitated bodies, and disembodied heads. People get kidnapped out of nowhere. Women get kidnapped even in El Paso with suspicions of human trafficking playing a role. I would say for you to do a story on the cartels, but I wouldn't want you to show up on any kind of radar. So we'll just leave that one alone. Love the pod. Diana.
Thanks, Diana. Yeah, we had a couple where we're like, we installed the home security system afterwards.
Yeah, we actually did. We kind of covered one that I went a little too deep in it, and I kind of not shouted out. I put this cartel guy's face on the video. I think I deleted the video, but I said his name, and I said this guy probably did it, and he's like some drug lord. After
was that
that,
the Boys on the Track one?
No,
that was the one. Remember in Canada?
This was and after that we like installed home
which, by the way, we still have yours that we need to install in your house.
security system. But anyway,
more house updates to do for Jen.
Yes. I still need to finish my master bathroom, and I need 2 new toilets.
also you
A
need
worthwhile expense, though.
Yes, but you guys know I have baby toilets. They're like so
they're
tiny.
very short, which especially for you,
Yeah.
I would like. You must fall down all the time on that thing.
Well, not fall down, but like especially during open gym sessions, like when I been doing like the drills, the defensive drills, where you like I'm like playing defense, and the next day I can't walk. I literally have to like put my grab the wall and the toilet
you
and
need like
lower myself
the
down.
handicap bars.
Yes,
to lower
myself down because my quads were on fire. It was bad, which is another reason why I need to get in shape. But
why don't you just pee in a bottle like every other person does?
Because we don't have that sort of receptacle.
But we can get one though.
A shiwi?
Yes.
All right, real quick before we get started, I got some really good requests coming in. I almost filled up my 30. So there's 30 stories that I need to do before December 31st because I sure as hell am not starting the new year on episode 298 or some bullshit. So we're going to be covering a lot of stories, but I am getting your stories in here.
Should we have a New Year's Eve party for us with recording?
Well, so the 300 episode is going to be epic. And here's what I want to do. If our CFO, well, it's probably going to be my own money. It's going to be my own money.
No, I like this. Continue with my title.
Our CFO.
Wait,
like, this is legit.
I was a CFO, the Chief Fun Officer.
What am I? Fucking the janitor.
No, I'm also the janitor.
Yes. Wait.
All right, anyway, so we need 30 episodes. So the 30th episode is going to be epic because it's going to be the start of the
300th.
freaking new year. Yeah, the 300th episode. So I'm going to give,
Sparta.
if I'm,
Get it? 300.
it might not be this much, but I want to give $300 to somebody who requests the episode that I do.
Ooh, I'm cool
And
with it.
I'm gonna put my own money in there.
I would donate a penny
So
or
it's
two.
basically I'm saving $100 a month until it's time to give you the money.
So no more 8-track.
But it's going to be an Amazon gift card. You don't have to put your email. Well, you need some email address to get your Amazon gift card, but you don't have to register. You don't have to go to any website and put in any information. You just fucking go to the blog, talkmurder.com, and request stories. And I'm telling you right now, Malachi, out of all these stories, our good friend Malachi has like 8 in the running. So, and he just requests as many as he can. So go there and just start requesting them, man. Cause I have them pretty much all filled up, but I would like to switch them around and do the very best stories I can. But anyway, a couple that I've got so far, just to shout some people out. I don't have the names, just the stories, but, Battle of Alcatraz. Let's see if you guys know some of these names. Joseph Vatcher, Hi-Fi Murders, Randy Stair, which is we're going to do next week. That's a crazy case. Arthur Shawcross, Dean Coral, Mary Bell. Obviously, you guys know Mary Bell. Jen, you requested.
That name sounds familiar, though.
You requested Lizzie Borden.
Yes, I did.
That's on there.
Yay, I can't believe he's actually put it on the list.
But you're not going to win. All right, I want everyone out there to send a bag of ice to Jen's to our PO box.
So it'll be a melted water.
Oh shit!
Par
But
for the
anyway,
course.
I mean, ice is one of the most important things that someone can bring to a party. So
True that.
Darren, I got your story on there too. But so
You've gotten quite a few requests on Patreon, so I will make sure you have all
okay,
those.
that's the 300 Club. All you gotta do is put your name or a fake name or whatever you want to use,
Ken Jollins,
and freaking put whatever story you want me to do, and then I'm telling you, it's got to be epic, man. It's got to start the freaking new year.
Ken Jollins. I feel like that should be your new alter ego. Maybe you should dress up as
Ken Jollins.
Ken Jollins for Halloween.
I'm Ken Jollins. Tits McGee is on vacation.
Welcome to Talk Murder to Me. My name is John. I'm sitting here with Jen and Nicole. This is episode 271. This is a crazy case that happened in Japan that you probably haven't heard of. And we're going to March 25th, 2007. I also put all my sources, photos, videos, and everything else on talkmurder.com. You definitely want to see this guy and how he evaded police for 2 years. How do you think a guy would evade police living in the same city of Japan right under their noses and working construction?
Maybe he had sex reassignment,
What?
gender reassignment surgery.
That was out of the box right away.
What is he, just walk around butt naked? And it's like, well, you had a penis, but now you don't. So
That's not all I'm saying. Like maybe he. Well, no, I'm saying because
Just like
if he changed his identity.
Yeah.
oh.
Master of disguise.
I'm going to be a master of disguise. I'm going to be a master of disguise.
March 20. All right, we're waiting on Jen.
Ken Jollins.
Am I too turtley for the Turtle Club? Turtle.
What the fuck? All right, so we're going to March 25th, 2007. The girl you're seeing on the slide there, and I'll put her photos on talkmurder.com. This is Lindsay Hawker. Hawker spelled Hawker, like Stranger Things, right?
Hawking.
Oh, that's Hawkins. They live in Hawkins, right? What was the sheriff's name? His name wasn't Hawker. Hopper. That's what I thought it was. Hopper. So, can you describe her? How old is she, first of all?
I'm gonna say she's like 21.
I was gonna say between 19 and 22.
What do you think? What do you think she does?
I'm gonna say she's a student.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're gonna say she's a student because you see different. So this is a collage of 4 different photos. So you see,
She likes to travel
there you go. That's what I
Maybe
was
she's on spring break.
or abroad, studying abroad.
studying abroad. Yeah, actually, she's not studying; she's teaching abroad.
Oh.
Was she in a
Like
teach
English?
teach for Japan or teach for Thailand type program?
English was a second language. English.
Yeah, she was
Sure.
an English teacher, so she did know Japanese.
You don't have to know the other language though in order to teach. I almost did the teach for Thailand
What?
program
Why would you not need to know the other language?
because you're teaching them English.
So you could just walk in
Well,
and
how
just
does
talk to them.
What if they don't know any fucking English? Then
Sucks for them.
then y'all are screwed.
They know some, and you would learn like salutations and stuff like that. But
It's
yeah, you
probably a
don't have
lot
to know.
easier if you
There
know
are
the
no
damn.
fucking requirements, but believe me.
But so essentially, it could be like an advanced English class since you're a native English speaker.
Yeah.
So they will have had to
People
have taken
teach
some.
languages very differently in other
Yeah,
countries.
this is
where
the-
it's like immersion.
This is the new year. You know, I'm thinking about going to teach people how to code computers, even though I never owned a computer. But I feel like we can break that
No,
barrier.
languages are very.
It's still a language. Computer
No.
language is a language.
It is when you're
That's an interesting take.
It
when
is a
you
language, Nicole.
go. Other people in other countries learn languages very differently than we learn in America. Like they will teach another language by like immersion.
No,
Like,
they teach
they're
it-
just going to start talking to you in that language and like help you understand that. It's hard. It's hard because that's not how we learn languages.
I know how to learn a language. I learned Spanish. A little bit of it.
Donde
too.
está el baño?
The one you
Donde
took an El Dumpo in earlier.
First of all, no, I didn't. I would own up to
Yo
that.
hablo un poquito de español.
Sí, yo entiendo un poquito.
The one you took an El Dumpo in. All right, let's get started. March 25th, 2000. March 25th, 2007. This is Lindsay Hawker. She is 22. She graduated from Leeds University.
I have a student who is trying to graduate as a sophomore and go to the second half of high school in the UK.
Do you have any students aspiring to go to University of Phoenix online?
Probably not me. I have freshmen.
They might not know it yet.
They're called.
Does anyone want this last one before I open it?
All you.
They're called future veterans.
Stop it.
I am a veteran. I could say that.
Yeah, but you know,
Ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
All right.
yeah, you have your degree.
Lindsay Ann Hawker, 22 years old. She leaves for Japan October 2006. She just graduated from Leeds University. And you probably wouldn't be able to guess what she graduated in.
Hospitality.
Marketing.
No, she graduated in biology,
Oh, I was gonna guess that.
which I think is ironic because her killer, so she is the victim, her killer went to school for botany, and they sound the same to me.
I mean, they're both in the sciences.
There
They're
you go.
different though. Botany is the study of like plants and horticulture, whereas biology is the study of all living things.
She graduates from Leeds University in biology, and she leaves for Japan October 26th. She goes to the Kiowa School in Tokyo. And where's your sister at?
Iwakuni. Not close to Tokyo.
Okay, that's all I want to know. She would be dead, or she's going to be dead 5 months after she gets to Tokyo.
That's sad.
Her hometown is in the county of Warwickshire, which I probably... Warwickshire. One neighbor said she was a, quote, lovely girl. Her head teacher at King Henry VIII's school in Coventry, which, hold on a second, why does King Henry VIII have a school named after him?
I was wondering the same
'Cause he
thing.
was a king.
Did he not behead like all of his wives?
Yeah, but at the same time, he was still a king. So
Not what I want to model after.
You have a murderer as a high school name. That doesn't strike you as weird?
Well, why don't you start a petition?
No, it's not in America. That would never fly over here, dude. I'm telling you right now, that would never fly.
Well, just remember that we are not the UK. We're America.
I know we're America, God damn it. What the hell you think this is? Shit.
Darren's like, there's a reason why I usually don't come.
Shit. 2 wives? Well, there are probably...
Well, no, he had 6 wives because there was a musical called Six, and it's about the wives of Henry VIII. But 2 of them were beheaded. Oh my God, did that sound southern? Did you hear that? I turned my southern accent on.
2 of them were beheaded. Well, what'd they do wrong?
They couldn't produce an heir.
All right, we got to get on with this.
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that's the facts.
The head teacher at King Henry VIII's school in Coventry said, quote, "I knew Lindsay well. She was a very popular student, and the school and staff are devastated. I have been giving the news to the staff who taught her," end quote. She's going for her master's degree, but I just graduated the top of my class in biology. Just give me a year off. I want to travel. She loves to travel. So, boom. She gets a job. So she's traveling and working, basically, 6 days a week at the Kiowa International Language School, a school run by the NOVA organization, which the NOVA organization would be bankrupt 6 months after Lindsay's death. Just throwing that out there. I'm not saying it had anything to do with the murder, but I'm pretty sure it didn't look very good on them, So, like, University of Phoenix is owned by the Apollo organization. So I guess that's how that kind of works, Which is probably bankrupt, I would imagine, because it's fucking University of Phoenix. All right. She graduates Leeds University 2006, and she tells her father, because her father's freaking out. And I got a photo you'll see. It'll bring tears to your eyes because her father is just completely devastated. You can tell just in the public eye, just completely just losing it because, of what he found out about his daughter. He didn't want his daughter to go at all to Japan, but she said, quote, it is the second safest place in the world. Do you want to guess what the first one is? Jen?
Her
country.
house?
No. Places in country.
No, I do not want to guess. I will forfeit my guess to Nicole, our third place geography B winner.
Did you say Cambodia?
No. But is that it? Because I was like, that's definitely not where I was going to guess.
Well, take a guess.
Switzerland.
No, but it's around there.
Denmark. Norway.
Sweden.
Okay, it was New Zealand.
New Zealand isn't close to Switzerland.
No, not at all.
But it's closer than being in America. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
It's over the fuck there, Jen. I don't goddamn know.
Switzerland
what the fuck?
is
I know where
that way,
Switzerland
and
is.
New Zealand is that way.
Okay, well, why don't you go over there and tell them that?
Gladly. Send me on a boat.
Puta. You called me a puto, and I can't call you a puta?
I didn't think you heard me or understood me.
Oh, shit.
Plus, you didn't put the accento on the right. It's puta.
It's a puta. The video you're seeing now is March 20th. So her killer is right there with her. This is a CCTV photograph.
Oh, no, that's her killer?
That's her killer, yeah. So, and I'll put
a big nose.
Wow, that was very insensitive. Well, he is a killer. Well, he's Japanese. Japanese, I don't think they have big noses.
But maybe it's the background of that white thing.
I think it's the background.
Oh, okay.
Because some reason, even in 2000s, even nowadays, we can't get cameras that aren't blurry as fuck everywhere you go. It's like, what the fuck? Why are cameras not crystal clear? I'm so confused. Anyway, this is Lindsay Hawker right here with her killer. Can you tell me anything about like their stance or posture?
She's standing a little bit behind him, not super close. So maybe this is like.
Are they at a bar ordering a drink? Is that where they are?
No, they're not at a bar.
maybe this is like an acquaintance or a first or second date. They're not very intimate. It doesn't look like.
This is not a date, technically. In fact, she's really creeped out by this guy.
Okay.
On March 20th, this is a Tuesday. This is 5 days before she is murdered by him. She gets on the train going back from her school. So her routine is this. She goes to school all day. She teaches English to Japanese students. Then she gets on a train. She goes back to her prefecture, gets on a bicycle. So she gets off the train, gets on a bike, and then rides to her apartment. She's living with 2 other females at the time. So this day is a Tuesday, March 20th. This is 5 days before she's dead. Is the first time she ever sees this guy. Now, this guy, the one you're seeing now, approaches her on the train while she is leaving from work. He says, quote, "You're my English teacher," end quote. And then she says, "No, I'm not." Then he says, quote, "But you are an English teacher, yes?"
Oh, that's creepy.
And what I got from this is, I don't know how he knew, because this guy is just on a train and she's sitting there and she's just enjoying the ride back. And this guy comes up, says, "You're my English teacher." "No, I'm not, but you are an English teacher, correct?" Kind of thing. Like, how would you get that information? Maybe she's carrying books, or plus she's English, and maybe it was just a lucky guess. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, my first thought was perhaps she was reading on the train.
She gets off the train. She gets on her bike, and this guy is really creeping her out right now. Now, this is the photo you're looking at. The CCTV footage is right after this event takes place. She gets on her bike and she starts cycling away. She is completely creeped out. This guy who you're looking at right now would run, like on with his feet, like run in a sprint, chasing her all the way through town for a good couple miles, all the way back to her apartment. Now, he is in top physical shape, as we're going to talk about. He's like a martial artist and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he could do it. But the fact that you don't know this woman and then she's already really creeped out, so you run after her like in the middle of the day. This is 2:30, 3:30 in the afternoon. You know, just is kind of off-putting. What do you guys think? Mm-hmm. As soon as they get to her apartment, he is asking for water. He just ran all this way for some reason. And he's like, I just need some water. Can I come up to your apartment? Now, the reason she says yes is because she has 2 roommates, and she wanted to specifically show this guy, this creep, that she has 2 roommates. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that something y'all would do?
Probably to know that I'm not.
But you would invite him.
Oh, no, I wouldn't invite him up.
He knows your apartment at this point, because I don't think she knew that he was running behind him, because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't go to her apartment. She would probably go to the police station. But when she pulls up on her bicycle at her apartment, now he knows what apartment she's in, even if not the number. He knows the building, you know?
Right.
So at that point, would you invite him up just to show him that you got roommates because he already knows? No.
Nope. No. I mean, honestly, I would.
What if he obviously needed water? But I mean, then again, he's like,
you could go. I'm sure that they're in Tokyo. You said he could go to any of the many stores that are along the street, and if he didn't have money, here's. However,
but here's you would give him money. I would say, dude, did you just fucking run after me? Like what?
Well, no, I'm saying like I would give him money to buy a bottle of water before I invited him up to my apartment. Like I wouldn't invite him up to my apartment.
His name is Tatsuya Ichihashi. Fuck it, that's probably way wrong.
Better than I probably could have done.
Ichihashi. His name is Tatsuya Ichihashi.
Tatsuya Ichihashi.
Ichihashi. His name is Tatsuya.
Ichihashi.
His name is Tatsuya Ichihashi. Damn it, you messed me up. I was like saying it right and you said something. His name is Tatsuya Ichihashi. Fuck, now I'm back to the...
Ichihashi?
Now I'm back to the mariachi bullshit.
Mariachi. I'm sorry. Ichihashi.
Tatsuya, I can say that name right. So Tatsuya is her killer. This is kind of eerie. Her boyfriend back in England, his name is Ryan Garside. She left a message on his Facebook right before she was murdered that said, quote,
Love you lots. Don't worry about the guy who chased me home. It's just crazy Japan. Miss you, XXX.
All right, this is the guy.
He's young.
He has very extreme lip features.
And a sharp chin.
Do you know what that reminded me of that has nothing to do with this? And I don't know how it reminded me of it. You know, Alec Baldwin killed somebody by accident?
I read that in New Mexico.
Terrible. I'm sure he feels awful about it. He shot 2 people. How do you shoot 2 people?
It was a prop gun. They said that it was it was not.
Yeah, but shooting 2 people, and he shot like the costume director. So like when Brandon Lee got shot, like they were doing an acting scene. Like I wonder how this happened where he's just like, well,
they said it was safe for him to fire, I guess, and it wasn't.
Craziness.
Which is why I am not an actress.
That's the reason why.
Yep.
Okay. Because you could be.
Yeah.
And not some podcaster trying
You've never seen me in a live production of anything, have you?
We've done live shows, so yes, I have.
Fair point.
Now, she actually agreed after he came to the apartment and everything. He ends up drawing her a little sketch and puts his number on there. Basically, they make an appointment for both of them to meet at a coffee shop nearby.
Like a date?
No, not a date. She is going to teach him a private English lesson. So it's strictly professional. Now, she does this all the time. In fact, a lot of teachers do it. They teach. The Nova organization, the one that owns the college, said that they're allowed to teach
like private tutor
as long as they, number 1, do it in a public location, and number 2, leave a note of where they're going to be and who they're with. Those are just like their guidelines, you know. And luckily she did, because that's how we know who exactly killed. Like that's how police immediately got to this guy.
But wait, you said that so they knew right away he was a killer, but it took them a really long time to find him.
What? No.
Isn't that what you said at the beginning?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. So I did say that. No.
That's when we went to with this whole disguise thing?
Yeah. No, so they did. They found him. They caught him, but he got away. And then they didn't arrest him again until 2 years later.
It's interesting that you said that he did the sketch. It kind of reminded me of that other case that we did. I think it was another Japanese story where the guy was like drawing in the apartment, or the victim was drawing.
The Hello Kitty murder?
No, it wasn't the Hello Kitty murder. I don't remember which one it was, but like they were drawing something in the apartment. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do remember that part, but I don't remember the details of the story.
So she leaves a note on her dresser. Hey, I'm going to the coffee shop with this guy at this time. That's how police knew where she was or where they found her body. Now, Nova didn't report. Now, Nova is the school, the organization. Mm-hmm. They didn't report her missing until 2:30 p.m. on Monday, March 26th. So basically 2 full days. So she works on Sunday too. So she misses Sunday completely. And then she misses Monday almost until the end of the day. And then they report her missing to the police at 2:30 that Monday.
Wait, do they have school on Sundays, or is that she's just doing private tutoring on Sundays?
No, she works 6 days a week. So she works on Sundays.
So the Japanese school system has school 6 days a week?
I'm talking about this one campus. I don't know if they're all like that. People can do other things, Jen, if they want.
Well, yeah, I am aware of that.
But her family was already freaking out because she is in constant contact with her mother at all times. Like within a few hours they're emailing or texting or doing something. They're always in contact, especially since she's only been there for 5 months and her dad is already flipping out. He doesn't want her to be there at all. So the mother actually emailed her daughter in that morning, but never got a response. And the call to the parents came from the school on that Monday evening saying that she has missed 2 days of teaching. On Sunday, March 25th is when she gets murdered. She is taken here. If you want to describe this.
It looks like an apartment building.
Yeah, that's his apartment. But what else do you notice about it?
There's a blue tarp.
There's a blue tarp over it. So why do you think the blue tarp will be on the outside of the balcony?
Is that
What are they trying to cover up?
the crime scene?
That is where her body was found. So, I mean, look at the balconies on there. You share balconies with, I don't know, like 100 different people. Everyone can see in your balcony. Why would her body be found there just laying on the balcony? If he's trying to cover it up and not get caught, why would he put it there? It's crazy. Well, I'm going to tell you why. Just hold on. The murder happened around 10 a.m. on a Sunday, March 25th, 2007. There's CCTV pulling into this apartment via a taxi. So she's pulling in a taxi with the guy. So basically, here's what happened. The murder happened around 10 a.m., 8 a.m. They meet for coffee. They do the lesson. Then he says, hey, do you want, somehow, whatever he says, do you want to run up to my apartment or whatever? She is already creeped out by it, but she agrees. And worst decision ever. The taxi pulls up and you can actually see her getting out of the taxi and telling the taxi driver, just wait, don't go anywhere. It's only going to be a minute. I think he says something like, I got to run upstairs and get something or whatever. So she tells the taxi driver, it's only going to be a minute. Don't go anywhere. 7 minutes later, he pulls off and he is grilled by the police. And apparently he is distraught that obviously he pulled off, even though he wouldn't, how would he ever know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he still has to live with that decision. But then again, what would he do? Go up there? I'm sure like that happens all the time and nothing nefarious is going on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, 7 minutes later, he pulls off for another job.
She had been bound and gagged with plastic ties and scarves, but only apparently after a life or death struggle. Barely an inch of her body was unmarked by bruises or injuries, even her feet. Lindsay was 5'10" and had learned martial arts, but Ichihashi was taller, just under 6 feet, and a black belt, constantly at the gym practicing his own martial arts and habitually cycling 25 kilometers every day. He had finally strangled Lindsay, breaking her neck.
All right, so this is how the murder goes down. And the papers say she was, quote, sadistically beaten and survived for a full day being gagged and bound. What you just read is a period over the whole time she was there. So this goes on the 25th and she was found the next day on the Monday, right after police were notified. Here's a quote. It says, "This is dreadful to say, but he punched, kicked, or used a blunt instrument throughout her body. This could have gone on for a day and a half, possibly, before the poor thing eventually died." And the father says, quote, "When I had to identify my daughter, the Japanese had her so that I could only see the top of her head and face." So the dad and the boyfriend fly to Japan, and she is so badly beaten that they would only show the father the top of her head and her face. So everywhere else is completely beaten. Quote, "I didn't want to take the gown off and see the rest of the body. Her face was badly beaten. They had to put a lot of makeup, and my daughter never wore makeup, so we never realized the extent of her injuries. She was also bald. He shaved her head."
Oh, no.
Do you want to guess why he would do that?
No, I don't have any idea. This is the first time we've heard of that.
Okay, so here's how it goes down. most likely happened right when they got up there. They get into the apartment and neighbors would say they heard, ruckus or whatever. But she had all these, like hundreds of these little egg-sized bruises all over her body, little circular things. What that was basically her body being bounced off the furniture. He is a martial artist. He was literally doing martial arts as a form of torture, bouncing her off the sofa, the chair, whatever. That's where all these bruises came from. So I don't know how it started, and he never said, but they got into some sort of struggle, and he was basically beating her for fun at that point. So that's why she had all those bruises. She was bald, and the reason she was bald, do you remember when I said that he studied botany? Mm-hmm. So he actually has a pretty good idea of how decomposition works. So if you want to get rid of a body, and I never thought about this, I don't think we've ever covered a killer that would do this. What's the last thing that's going to decompose on a body?
Hair.
The hair. So what you do is you cut the hair completely off, and you dispose of the hair in another place. In his situation, the police think he may have actually kept the hair because he was what they call in Japan I'll get the real quote, but it's a sister boy, I believe, which basically means a cross-dresser. Mm. So he had wigs in his apartment. I mean, I don't think he would have used her hair as a wig, but he could have. But we do know that hair is the last thing to decompose. So, and I never heard anyone do that. No. I think that's actually pretty intelligent to, just saying, like, I mean, I've never seen anyone do that, and it does make a lot of sense, because they could get DNA from your hair too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if the body's decomposed, well, I guess some bone and stuff, they could get DNA, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But quote, it was as he'd systematically injured every part of her body. It was sadistic, a truly sadistic murder. She was sexually assaulted. She was raped. And he would say that he had filled the bath up. And how bathtubs work in Japan, and I learned this, you can actually you can pick up a bathtub and move it. They're not very big. They're not very heavy, apparently. I mean, you think of your bathtub, you ain't picking that bitch up.
Oh, no.
But the bathtubs in Japan, you can actually, I guess your sister might have one of those. It's hooked up to, like, the water line is visible, and you can remove the bathtub and put something else there in the meantime. I mean, it's like efficiency for space or whatever. So he can actually move the bathtub if he wanted and put something else there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Does your sister have that?
No, but I think that's also because she's living on base and it's like very Americanized.
Yeah.
Apartment living.
The bath water comes important because it was like he fills it up after he's beaten her unconscious. Then he goes to rape her, but she is screaming. So he's dunking her head in the water to stop the screaming. The papers say that she was buried initially the papers say she was buried in a mixture of sand. That's not true. It was this composite soil they use, I guess, everywhere, but they have it in Japan too. It's basically to help decomposition, and it's like mulch. Mm-hmm. It breaks stuff down and so stuff can grow. Mm-hmm. So she was actually buried in that. This guy is on CCTV. He goes to the hardware store. He gets a shovel. He gets all this decomposition, or he gets all this mulch, this decomposing material, and he puts it in this bathtub with her in it. Now he's going to keep her in this bathtub. So if you go back to the photo here, you see where the tarp is, correct?
Correct.
The reason the tarp is covering the balcony is because the bathtub was on the balcony and it was being made to look like a flower bed.
Okay.
Which you see sometimes that people put flower beds out there. And it's not uncommon for in some Japanese apartments them to put the tub out there, or an extra tub or something, and to use as a flower pot. So that was going to be the thing. He was going to keep the body there and have it decompose right outside on the balcony. I mean, everyone can see this, but of course she's buried in the dirt. And then flowers were going to grow out of that tub, which is kind of crazy. You guys think so? Mm-hmm. This is a quote from one of the sources I used. It said, "The police believe he had simply taken a practical approach to disposing of Lindsay's body. It would be hard to take her out and hide her, so he would keep her there until eventually all trace of her was gone. He had cut her hair off and left it in a bag found in the apartment. Hair is evidently slow to rot." That's what the Japanese paper said. I thought it was kind of slow to rot. It's kind of creepy.
She screamed, so I choked her by putting my arm around her neck from behind. I didn't intend to kill her, the lawyer quoted Ichihashi saying. She was alive until dawn on the 26th. I had no intention of killing her, and also tried artificial resuscitation.
Which is just not true. He actually kept her alive for about a day, gagged and stuff like that, and until he finally put her into the tub. Let me talk about Ichihashi's prior arrest. He's only got one from what the police found. But so here's how it works, right? The parents are calling the school's calling the police. Where's Lindsay Hawker? She's not showing up. They go to her apartment. Roommates let them in, the cops. They go to the dresser. Here's this doodle that this guy made, Ichihashi made, of her, and she has a note there, says, "Hey, I'm going to be at this coffee shop at this time with this guy. This is this guy's address," all this stuff. So they just immediately go straight to his apartment and, to apprehend him.
Right.
Now, things are different in Japan. They can't actually, now this is crazy. In Japanese police, the legalities of the police are different. In this specific case, I don't know if all prefectures are like this, but the Japanese police, they can't even knock on your door unless they have probable cause or suspicious intent or something like that. So they actually show up to the apartment and they're not even allowed to knock on the door. Isn't that crazy? Like, our cops would at least knock, and if
see what they can get
they
out of
can't. I mean, if you invite them in, they can come in, kind of like a vampire. But but like the Japanese police, they can't even freaking knock.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Crazy. But they did see the lights off, but they could see him inside. They did look up a prior arrest record, which is the one thing that allowed them to enter the apartment. So once they have probable cause, they don't even need a warrant. They're just freaking busting in. And this is the probable cause. This was years ago. He was arrested for theft and injury. Basically, he assaulted an older woman while he was trying to rob her. And he actually had that pulled off the courts, but not the official records, where he wouldn't have to serve any prison time because his father had paid 1 million yen, which is only $6,000, still a lot, American, to stop him from going to court at all. But it was still on his record. That gave them intent to enter the apartment. The police, they go to the apartment and they get a lot of backlash from this because it took 4 hours for them, after they found the note and everything, to go to the apartment. And 2 of the officers show up. They go up to the room. 7 more officers show up outside. So there's a total of 9 officers. And this is really important. Ichihashi comes out with the rucksack. He's not wearing any shoes. He's only got a rucksack on, and in the rucksack was his gym clothes. He's constantly working out, and they think he's going to the gym to shower to get some of the evidence off or whatever. So it's just like a change of clothes. One of the police grabbed the rucksack and he bolts. So they have the rucksack, but this guy runs past the 2 police officers, and they were getting a lot of backlash because like they had walkie-talkies, but they weren't on the same channel and shit. So the 2 officers that have just lost the subject or had just lost the perpetrator are trying to call down to the other 7, but they're on the wrong channel, so they don't know the dude's coming, type of shit. They get a lot of shit for it. But if you go back to the apartment looking thing, this guy runs down 1 flight of stairs, and then he runs and he jumps off a balcony.
Whoa.
And apparently this dude does a lot of parkour.
I was going to say.
Yeah, so
Parkour.
I mean, what was that from?
The Office.
Parkour.
Parkour.
Parkour. I wish I could do that. I'm just too out of shape for that shit. He runs past the officers down the steps. He does parkour. He gets down on the street. Now, the 7 cops on the street, they're like, whoa, that's the guy. Where'd he come from? Now, this guy's not wearing any shoes. He bolts off to the east. He runs down this like shady alley. This is in my mind, at least. He runs down this alley. The cops are standing there gaggled up. It's like, okay, let's go chase after him, or what do we do? We got to wait till the captain tells us what to do. 5 minutes later, the guy comes back running full speed. He's now wearing shoes that he's stolen from someone else's house, and he runs right past the officers again.
It's a hot mess.
He runs right past them. I think he's trying to get his backpack or something, but he runs back right past them, and they can't catch him because I guess he's in top physical condition.
I
now.
guess, yeah, shit.
It's funny about this story is because he comes from a well-to-do family, and reading the story and the interview from his grandfather and his direct parents and stuff like that, it's different from over here in America, because over here, if your son did that, you would be ashamed or whatever. They say things like, our son has brought disgrace upon our family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that very formal, you have disgraced our family name. You know what I'm saying? I just picture this guy like being presented one of those big swords, and he was supposed to stab himself in the stomach. You know how they do if you're disgraced?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy seeing that in all the papers. Yes, our son has disgraced us, you know? And obviously the family is like, they have disowned this kid. 2 years later, they finally catch him, and this is why. So this photo right here shows him as a female.
I was right.
I'm not going to say it, but Jen was almost right.
But look at the bottom photo there, and I'll put this on talkmurder.com. You definitely want to see this. Is that the same guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but look how different that is.
Very different.
Very different. This guy has been getting plastic surgery for 2 years. You see his eyebrows are completely different. They're lifted.
Yeah.
The guy on the right is before the plastic surgery.
Right.
The one on the left, the same guy, is the new him. You see the bottom lip? He actually had his bottom lip chopped off, or thinned out or whatever.
I was going to say, because like that was a very distinctive lip. I think I said it before, like his, I don't know what that's called.
Palette?
No, like this line.
No, that's what she's called. Palette?
There's like a cosmetic term for it, but like the little, it's very pronounced. Very, very pronounced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this guy, look how he dresses as a woman too. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell. That's even before the plastic surgery. So initially he would dress as the woman, but then he started getting plastic surgery, and he's right in town under their noses. He's actually going by a different name.
I was going to say, like, wouldn't that be a flag when his name is used anywhere, you know?
What do you mean?
If his name was signed up at a plastic surgeon's office.
Oh, yeah, but he's going by a different name. He is going by the name of, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Kosuke, I don't know. He's going by a different name, Kosuke Inoue, and he is working in a construction company in Ibaraki, Osaka Prefecture. Fuck, I'm fucking all these names up. He was arrested 2 years later. The police had came out and said, oh, he's probably dead, you know, and they basically wanted to call the search off. But the dad, I think the reason they didn't is because that disgrace thing, that Japan did not want to be disgraced. Because you see the dad here. Let me show you the dad right quick. It's really heartbreaking to see him. This is the dad right here. You see how just distraught he is?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, this is the photo I was talking about earlier. I mean, it's very sad. This guy is just not good right now, you know. But so I believe Japan, because it was one of the largest manhunts they've had. I think it was like 90 police officers on the case at all time. It was a lot of people. There was 5,000 sightings before they finally captured him. And let me talk a little bit about him real quick. Let's get through it real quick. Ichihashi, he studied botany, so he knew decomposition. He had a girlfriend during this that lasted 12 months, and apparently it was a normal relationship. However, I did see in one report that a male prostitute came forward and said that he had been having sex with him, so I guess he's bisexual. The apartment that he killed Lindsay in was actually owned by the grandmother. That's the apartment he was born in. He was born there. His whole family was born there. His grandma owned that apartment before he was even a thing. He was born there, and then he decides to do that to the apartment. He actually comes from a well-to-do medical family. His grandmother was a successful dentist. His father was a cancer surgeon. He, in fact, did not work. The Ichihashi, he just lived off his parents' allowance money, which is about 600 euros per month. Yeah, it's like this. We're wrapping it up.
Pretty good allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was 30 years old when. Oh, one thing I want to show you real quick. This is cool. I've never seen this before, but this guy actually had life-size cutouts of himself. Now, he didn't obviously want this to happen, but they would put these life-size cutouts in all the train stations. I've never seen that before.
That's pretty cool. So you get like more than just a picture, like you kind of get.
Yeah, you get the height. It's the real height and everything. The posture, how he's standing. It's a life-size cutout. Why don't we do that over here? I mean, look at that. Look how cool that is, man. That really did help a lot, because the person that called in that said and when he would get plastic surgery, they would always be like one step behind him. So they would find out that it was him that got plastic surgery. So they would release the new images. That's how you got those new images or whatever, because I guess like you're required to take pictures after the plastic surgery or whatever. And he didn't want to go in there and be like, oh, for some reason, I don't want you to take my picture type of thing. So they would release those pictures and everything. He was arrested when he was 30 years old. He was a phone tip came from the ferry terminal. He was headed for Naha in Okinawa Prefecture. He was wearing a cap, sunglasses, and a mask. He had been working for a builder in a construction company and going by that name I said earlier, which I'm probably not going to pronounce again. So what do you guys think of that?
Interesting.
There was 140 officers on the case at its peak.
Whoa.
That's a lot, even for, anywhere.
What was his sentence?
He's doing life in prison right now. There's a movie that was made recently about him, but it's in Japanese, obviously. It's not subtitled, so I didn't even watch it. But it's not about the murder of Lindsay Hawker. It's about his 2 years of running from the police.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's on, I don't know where you can find that thing, but I think it's on Amazon. It's not in English, but that is a pretty new movie. And what'd you ask? What
his sentence was, she said.
This is what pisses me off about Japan, and I'm sure the parents hated this too. They didn't push the death penalty on him because they said that he has the ability, or, we may be able to rehabilitate him, which I'm sure pissed the family off so bad. But he did get life in prison. But as we know, that's probably not going to, he's probably not going to serve life in prison. I mean, do they ever, you know what I'm saying? So, and
that looks like the guy from The Walking Dead, doesn't he?
He also wrote
best character.
He also wrote a book, and in America, that's like, that's highly looked down upon. But it was apparently a best-selling book about his 2 years evading the police. I don't know.
Interesting.
And that's also in Japanese. I don't know. But that is the case. I wanted to do that kind of interesting case. I've definitely a couple of firsts. I've never seen a killer do plastic surgery and blend into the same town. Never seen him cut off the hair. That was a first for me.
Yeah.
And I think that was the two big things. Yeah. So kind of interesting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
You were pretty close in your guess, Jen. I will say, you did say cross-dressing.
I did. Well,
and
I said
gender reassignment surgery. Yeah.
Thanks again, Darren and Miss Lily, for getting on live chat. If you guys enjoy this episode and want to see us, we record these live for you guys every Sunday. We do the episodes for the week, and you can sign up to be a Talkos Primo at talkmore.com/join. And that support us too and support Jen. We're trying to get her, more comfortable. She doesn't get paid anything being a teacher. But so that'd help a lot. I think that's it. Go to talkmore.com if you like this and tell me. And also don't forget to request some stories. And this is episode 271. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday of this week. So be sure to subscribe. Until next time, my name is John. Good night, you lovely, lovely people.